A discussion on the whole armor of God from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verses 10 to 18.
Talking about the armor of God. So, Remu, I had a question like, how do we apply or how do we use the armor of God? And why are we expected to do this? Would you share some insights into this?
Okay. So, question here is what is the use of the armor of God? Correct? Why do we use it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
my counter question to you is what is armor used for?
That's a great thing to think about. I feel like an armor is used for protection, for defense.
What else
If
is
I
it
have
used
to
for?
take an armor along, I'll see that I'm going to a place where there is a threat to my existence, to my being, and I feel that that's what the armor is used for protection and defense.
So, which part of your body is protected?
Absolutely. I think, yes, our head, my head, because when we put on the helmet, needs to be protected. Our breastplate used to be protected. Yeah. And yeah, that's the part of our chest, our heart, our head, heart.
Okay.
What else? Face.
So, when you go on for a war, is it only your head and your heart which is protected? What do you do when you get a thrashing? When someone comes to hit you, you cover yourself. How do you cover yourself? With the gear, right? Usually, the soldiers, I believe, they have a gear. They have a war gear. It's called the armor. To use protect themselves from the arrows, from the thrashings of the enemy. So that's the physical armor what we talk about. Yeah. But if you look at spiritual armor, no, it says, in the Bible very clearly, it says that Ephesians 6, yeah, says that we don't wrestle flesh and blood, but we wrestle with the principalities of darkness. Wrestle with the principalities of darkness. So, what do you think is the principalities of darkness? What do you think we are wrestling with? We are wrestling with flesh, or we are wrestling with principalities of darkness?
Yes, absolutely. I agree. We are wrestling with
What are we wrestling
the
with? Flesh.
principalities, the powers of darkness.
So,
When I look at it spiritually, when I look at it in flesh, I may be wanting to protect myself from any sort of physical harm when I go out. When we drive, basically when we drive on the road, I want to protect myself from getting hurt.
okay.
But spiritually, I need to defend myself from any sort of kind of spiritual attacks, emotionally when I feel attacked, my emotions are attacked. Yeah.
Okay.
When someone says something, I feel hurt. Or when I'm very tired and I can't move on and exert myself. So these are the instances where we probably need protection.
Okay. Now you tell me, if you are fighting the
Yeah.
principalities of darkness, do you think putting on a physical armor will help you succeed in that battle?
No, when we think about fighting against the principalities of darkness, we need to put on a spiritual covering. For example, if I'm battling with emotions, I need to protect myself in how to keep myself strong emotionally with and sound mind. For my mind, it's the food for thought. I feel when I read something, right? When I read and feel encouraged, when I hear words of encouragement, that's something that keeps me going strong. For my heart, for my emotions, when when something happens, the experiences that we go through, and it makes us happy.
Okay. So my question to you is, can you wear a physical armor for a spiritual battle? Yes. Can you wear a physical armor for a spiritual battle?
No.
So can you wear a spiritual armor for a physical battle?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, we can. Because a spirit man can take control of the flesh. When you're spiritually strong, you can overcome the carnal self.
Now, you are going for a war. Okay? You are going for a war. Not spiritually. Physically, you're going for a war. You have to fight another
Okay.
person. You're in the boxing ring.
You need the physical armor as well. Yes.
No, I'm asking you, you're going for a physical fight now. Can you use
Okay.
a spiritual armor for a physical fight?
Oh, no. Actually not.
Can you use a physical armor for a spiritual fight?
No.
See the difference. So, why we talk about the armor of God is because the enemy has a very good tactic. He doesn't attack you from one way. He doesn't strategize by attacking in one. The main part of this attack is the mind and the heart.
Yeah.
That's the only gateway for the enemy. Because the enemy sows the seeds of destruction in your mind. He sows a thought in your mind, and that thought travels to your heart and it's executed.
Hmm.
And that is why we wear the helmet of salvation. That's why we always cleanse the thought, protect my head. Don't let
Yeah.
the enemy's seeds sowing unwanted thoughts in my mind come into play.
Yeah.
That's why we wear the helmet of salvation.
Okay. So we've seen, I think we've been able to discuss in this meeting today about the whole use of the armor. We were able to understand about the difference in the physical armor and spiritual armor. And then for a spiritual fight, you need to put on a spiritual armor, especially when it comes to battling with emotions, with battling with our issues in the mind and heart, the mind, heart, and soul, right? And for a physical armor, we need physical weapons. It's like you can't fight it with just a spiritual armor. So that brought really big clarity on what is the armor, what is the whole armor, the purpose of it, why we should be using it, right? And maybe in the next session, we will, once we study deeper and meditate on the word, we will discuss about each piece of the armor and its use.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else that you would like to add to the closing
No,
summary?
I think, yeah, this is an interesting topic because we know about the armor of God, but the question is how to use it. I think as the days go by, we start discussing about it, gives us good clarity on how and when to use it, and how we can find the purpose of using the armor at the right time. Will give clarity to us. Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's close in prayer. We'll just wrap up with a short closing prayer, thanking God for giving us insights into the armor of God.
Okay. Right?